What is up, everybody? It's VCell0812 with Millie Chaser DFS. We're going to be breaking down the UFC card today. Be back again later to break down the NFL slate. UFC is in Paris today. We got a 12 p.m. Eastern start time. Thank you for DraftKings for giving us this opportunity. We're going to go fight by fight and break it down. First fight, we got Sam Hughes versus Sean O'Bannon. Sam Hughes has been around a while. Sean O'Bannon, not so much. I think it's 3 fights in the UFC. Yeah, 3 fights in the UFC. 2 wins, 1 loss. No real good competition. The only good competition she faced Bruna Brazil. Not great competition, fighting Nerds Girl. And she lost that fight. Taking on Sam Hughes. Sam Page Hughes. Sam's a dog. She will fight for your money. She beat Luciano Dudakova, back-to-back wins. Lost to Yasmin Yaragai. Beat Jacqueline Amorim. That's a great win to have on your record right now. Jacqueline looks very, very good. In this fight, I would be taking Sam Hughes. $9,200 price tag. A little hefty, but I think there's a world where she could pay that off. Next fight we got Renat Fakhretdinov versus Alexander Gustafsson. This one should be a war. Either way, I think you should have exposure to both when it comes to this fight. I'm going to be on the Gustafsson side. He's a dog. Absolute dog. Goes forward, doesn't stop. Very hittable. But Renat has shown... He's shown different sides of Renat. We've seen Renat cower up against Leal, where he probably lost that fight. Dalby. Win against Nicholas Dalby. A draw against Zaleski Dos Santos. That was the fight where I'm talking about. Round 3. Zaleski comes back. But this is a good fight either way. I'm going to be on the Gustafsson side. I will have exposure to both. $8,300, $7,900 price tags. I would get both in your line. More so on the Gustafsson side. Brad Tavares versus Robert Brischek. Robert Brischek, out of the Contender Series, I was excited about. And then he came absolute stinker against Ihor Potieria. Ihor Potieria is a good fighter. People give him a lot of crap, but he's a really good striker. Very good striker. He comes at different angles. Robert just looked frozen in there. I don't think he'll look frozen against Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares is very durable. Been around for a long time. Coming off a win against Gerald Mearshart. Lost to Young Ho Park. Lost to, I think that's Gregory Rodriguez. I'm going to be on the Brischek side. Just because $9,100 I would never pay for Brad Tavares. I think Robert's the better striker in this matchup. It's hard to trust him after the last fight, but I would be on the Brischek side. Especially for DFS. I won't really have exposure to either. Little bit of Brischek. Take some flyers on him. This is a good fight. Trey Waters against Sam Patterson. Now, Sam Patterson is very hittable. Chin straight up. Both of these guys are very tall. But I think he's good. I think he's fast. I think the one knack on him is his defense and his chin. And it's been holding up lately, hasn't it? Beat left hand. Danny Barlow. Left-handed god. Kiefer Crosby. Moulin Ice. Yasmil Amouche beat him. I remember that. Trey Waters slows down in fights. He's also very hittable. I think Sam's the better grappler. Trey Waters, $7,500. Win against Billy Goff. Win against Josh Quinlan. Neither of those aged too well. I'm going to be on the Sam Patterson side. I will have exposure to both, but I like the $8,700 price tag for Sam Patterson. Next, we got Harry Hardwick against Callie Fernandez. Harry Hardwick, I think this is George Hardwick's brother. Cage Warrior guy stepping up on 3 days' notice. Come forward brawler. Should be a fun fight against Callie Fernandez. Callie Fernandez was supposed to be taking on Fares Ziam. That's why we got him at the $6,800 price tag. He's going to be way over-owned, but it's just you're getting a minus 250 favorite at $6,800. And am I positive Callie's going to win this fight? No. I don't know. But 6,800, it seems like you're going to need some Callie Fernandez. Hardwick, on the other hand, 7,500. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. I think I'm just going to play Callie and bite the bullet, but I don't want him in every lineup because he doesn't score insanely well. In his wins, 2 wins, I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to finish Hardwick. The fight against Garam, 2 takedowns, 79. It's because of the knockdowns. He had a couple knockdowns in this fight. 2 knockdowns. Yeah, I mean... It's just 6,800. Second cheapest fighter on the card is minus 250. And they're going to say it's as free as it gets, but will he be in the optimal lineup? I'm not sure. Should it be a safe pick to put in your lineup? Yeah. Ante Delia versus Marcin Tybura. Coming from the PFL, he just wants to get on. He's just going to come forward, get on top. If he gets on top, he's dangerous. Tybura's not great off his back. 8,200 against Marcin Tybura, who's seen it all, done it all, coming off a good win against Mick Parkin. Yanata Deniz, he took him down, dominated. Lost to Sergey Spivak. Did not look good against Sergey Spivak. Beat Tai Tuivasa, lost to Aspinall. You see, he's fought everybody. In this fight, I think Marcin is going to be able to withstand the early pressure from Ante and then take over late. 8,000, 8,200. Probably exposure to both, more on the Tybura side. I could see this being a sloppy heavyweight fight where neither really gets it going. Brenson Ribeiro versus Umar Sy. Ugh, 9,500 for Umar Sy after that last fight against Alonzo Menafield. Absolutely disgusting performance. I mean, the guy should be 9,500. He should be a minus 550 favorite, but can you trust him? That's the thing. Brenson Ribeiro's a dog. Comes forward. He never stops. Very finishable. That's why it's like, yeah, if you fade Umar and Umar just takes him down and dominates him, you might be screwed. Yeah, I don't like Umar Sy. I don't like his fight style. I don't think it's really worth it to take shots on Brenson either. I mean, maybe a couple shots if you're multi-entering. But if I was going to play, it'd be on the Umar Sy side. I like different builds this week. I like the mid-range a lot instead of paying up. There are some dogs that are live, so if you're going to take a big dog that's not Callie Fernandez in your line and you need someone with a high upside, Umar Sy can get that done. Very, very hard to trust right now. William Gomez versus Rushala. Gomez is one of those typical Paris, France fighters. He's going to pick you. Doesn't really score a lot of DraftKings points. Never does. Coming off a loss to Hyder Amil. Hyder looked good in that fight. But wins against Joanson Brito, Gamori, Marshall, Francis Marshall, and Jaron Aarons. Good wins. 9,000 for William Gomez is rough. Against who I think is the better striker, Robert Rushala. Another person is just going to come forward, keep going. Should be a lot of output here. I think William Gomez, better grappler. I think he's probably the better striker. We'll just see if Rushala's pressure can get to him. I'm going to be staying away for the most part in this fight. Pitbull fight got canceled. We got Reese McKee versus Axel Sola. I like Reese McKee. Reese McKee's a big guy. He's a good striker. He hits hard. 143 against Franza. Losses against, I think that is Chidi and Jaquani, Angelusa, Morono, and then, of course, the Chimaev fight against UFC newcomer Axel Sola. Going to come forward, try and get takedowns. Good pressure. Wasn't really impressed when I watched him. I'm a Reese McKee fan. Could be a little bit of bias here. He's done well for me in DFS before. 143 points at $7,600 salary. Reese McKee's going to be the better striker. Can he survive? Stay off his back? We'll see. I'm going to be on the Reese McKee side. Mason Jones against Balaji. Now this one, these are those MMA DFS fights that are really hard because betting, I would bet Balaji. I don't think Mason Jones is that good. Mason Jones had to panic wrestle against Jeremy Stevens in his last fight. Ludovic Klein, 3 years away from the UFC. Ludovic was his last matchup. David Oname had a good win. No decision against Patrick. Mike Davis. Jeremy Stevens fight really, really upset me. They gave him a chance to come in and just dominate Jeremy Stevens. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I would make sure. It looked like my computer cut out. We are good. Mason Jones, when he 8 takedowns against Jeremy Stevens. Now, if you get 8 takedowns of somebody, they're getting back up. You know what I mean? Balaji Oki is not Jeremy Stevens. And Mason Jones used to be impressive. It's just, he really looked bad against Jeremy. He gave Jeremy a chance. Balaji's not great either. But he hits hard. And I think he's going to be working off of his back. The Duncan loss is bad, getting submitted by Duncan. Mason Jones, in a win, is going to score a lot because probably just going to be takedowns and control time. Balaji getting back up and him dragging him back down. A Balaji win is probably him knocking out Mason Jones, so I will have exposure to both. If I was a betting man, Balaji at plus money I like, but I think there's better underdogs that I like. And I also think Mason could just make this a really boring control time, takedown written fight. Paul Craig against Modestas Bukauskas. And this one, it's like 9,300 for Modestas. I get it. He's looked good. He's definitely gotten better. Beat Jan Kudalaba in his last one. This just seems like Paul Craig gets a random out of nowhere win every now and then. This just seems like one of those fights that he could. I'm not impressed with Paul Craig. Paul Craig he's looking for one thing. Pull guard, get a submission, pull a Hail Mary submission. But he's beating people like Magomed Ankalaev, Jamal Hill. It's just better fighters than Modestas. But Modestas should be able to get this done. Probably covers his salary against Paul Craig. I'm going to be staying away. Maybe flyers on Paul Craig. There's other things that I like in the mid-range more, but higher upside than Modestas. Mauricio Rufy against Benoit Saint Denis. Mauricio takes his time. Last fight got going quick against Bobby Green, but the Jan Top fight started slow, ended strong. Third round looked slow. Jamie Malarkey came out like a killer. He looked good in that fight. Mauricio's a good fighter. He's more than happy to just sit there and wait. But the thing with this fight is Benoit is going to be coming forward the whole time. Benoit Saint Denis, coming off a win against Preplac. Lost to Moicano, lost to Poirier. Before that, we thought he was a killer. He is a killer. Benoit's a dog. Tough as nails. This should be a very exciting fight. The line's tightening. People are on the Benoit side. I am on the Rufy side. I think Benoit is just going to be ramped up. Home crowd. Try and get right in his face because that's what he always does. He never starts slow. I think he will get takedowns. I think Rufy would be able to get back up. And I just see Rufy catching him coming in. I think Rufy's going to clip him. I'm on the Mauricio Rufy side. $8,800. That's what I was talking about, the mid-range. I like the Sam Patterson, Mauricio Rufy, Gustafsson. We'll talk about it in a second. But Kyle Barallo, instead of paying up for Umar Sy, who I don't like. I'm going to be on the Rufy side. Benoit's definitely a live dog. Good dog. 7,400. If he wins, he will pay that off 100%. Kyle Barallo against Nasruddin Imavov. Main event time. This is a good fight. Starting with the Kyle Barallo side, fighting nerds, winning against Jared Cannonier. Looked good in that fight. Only scored 105. He didn't shoot a takedown against Cannonier. Cannonier's not an easy guy to take down. And then we got... I don't remember which Craig this is. Oh, that is Paul Craig at middleweight, isn't it? And Abus Magomedov, Mikhail Zachek, Muradov, Armen Petrosian. Very good wins here. In his wins, not scoring great. This is a 5-round fight. Second 5-round fight in a row. Last one was against Cannonier. Taking on Nasruddin Imavov, who has looked incredible lately. TKO'd Cannonier. Weird stoppage. Roman Dolidze. Win. Brendan Allen. Win. Knockout of Israel Adesanya. Only 15 significant strikes landed in that fight. He started off slow. He was frozen. Great striker in Izzy. Kaio has a karate stance. He's going to be striking from the outside. He can grapple. Very good grappler. People are off Kaio because Nasruddin has some finishes lately, and Kaio's been pretty boring. But Kaio just wants to win, and I think he is just as good as a striker, if not better, when it comes to technique. Imavov, more power, more finishing potential. Kaio has, I think, the ground advantage too, I would say. I'm going to be on the Kaio side, $8,400, $7,800 Imavov. Either way, 5 rounds. They're going to want to pick a winner. Once again, this is VCells 0812 from Millie Chaser DFS. Thank you to our sponsor, our partner DraftKings, for giving us this opportunity. UFC starts in 1 hour, everybody. UFC Paris today. I hope you guys make some money. Best of luck. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day.